So hello guys. What's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Why am I just laughing? It's me, your girl barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. Okay, oh yeah, grab a chair, grab a mat, grab a bench. Today's video is one of those videos where we break tables. Carpenter Olubenga, come closer. We're gonna need a carpenter because by the time we're done with this conversation, I promise you that no legs of the table will be left standing. So if you cannot take the hits, it's time to leave the kitchen, because in this video I'm going to be giving you bus. But as always, I promise you that at the end of this video you are gonna leave with a deeper and better understanding and dimension of things. So if you're new here, you're seeing my face for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Give this video a big thumbs up. Drop all your comments, all your arguments down in the comment section, and stay glued, for we have so much more coming your way. Can we begin? So as the news of Two-Face's love affair and engagement to Natasha continues to draw reactions all across social media, we cannot help but observe that some people are drawing references to some precedents that seem identical to the situation. These people are like, oh my god, this is so bad, this is sad. This was the same thing that happened with IVD and the late Bimbo. Started from the rumbles. As a teenager, she devoted and dedicated her whole life to him. The whole story of how she would steal from her father, give him her school fees, and do all of that and all of those. And at the end of the day, that's a love still led to her death. And just 2 or 3 months after, her man was on social media flaunting a new lover. And we can't forget in a hurry that was the same thing that happened with our uncle Yole Doche and his wife May, his estranged wife. Started from the bottom. He was a student studying theatre arts at the University of Port Harcourt, while May, on the other hand, was a student studying chemical engineering in Enugu. He was just a young student. He didn't have anything, and they came together and built together. Let us not go into the embarrassment that he has caused her, including coming to social media to dance with his concubine only a few weeks after their son passed. And here we have again on our plates, the legendary Two-Face Dibia and his wife Annie gave her body, soul, spirit and mind into that man ever since she was 15. And while she was allegedly in rehab, her man was on social media professing love to a new woman. And so this set of people are furious. They're like, what exactly is going on? Men are so wicked. And I'm like, no. Wicked care? Nah. Men are not wicked. Men are darlings. They are the sweetest thing since Agbalumo. It's just that we women have refused to understand this straightforward, easy, and oversimplistic nature of a man. It's just that women believe that since we are all human beings, men and women are the same. And so we expect them to be like us, to reason like us, and to react like us. But the sooner we get out of our haze and understand that men are from Pluto, while women are from Jupiter, and in our many differences, we can come together to form one big strength, then only will we be better positioned to adjust, adapt, advance, and acclimatize. They are wonderful species, but understand them. Number one, listen closely. Bring your chair closer. Men are not as attached to the past as women are. Rather, they are forward-thinking people who are expectant of the future and would prefer to work towards it. Science and research have suggested that women tend to form deeper emotional attachments to past events due to their higher levels of oxytocin, a hormone linked to bonding and memory retention, thus making us more likely to reminisce about past events, past relationships, past emotional experiences, while men are shaped and encouraged to focus on goals, focus on ambitions, and move forward rather than dwelling in the past. Little wonder women remember everybody's birthdays and anniversaries and events, but the man will not. He would rather have on his mind that futuristic building project that he is working towards. A typical man's approach to things is more solution-oriented rather than reflection-based. For those who are married, you would admit, even those who are dating as well, I'm sure you've had this experience at some time, in fact, many times in that relationship, where you call your man and you want to talk about what happened last week. That thing that pained you that happened last month, happened last night, but your man wants us to, let us move forward. It is in the past, it has happened. Where we women want to talk about the events of 1914, and we always quote that event, but the man is like, can we move on? Sometimes he doesn't even remember it. Have you seen two men reconcile? Maybe when they fight, when they fall out, have you seen them reconcile? It's on sight. Ahead. Nobody wants to start digging up the issues of yesteryears. But women, oh no. It's going to take us 3 hours first, because I have to tell you how it pains me when we were in secondary school and you reported me to that senior, and even after university, this now happened. Then on my wedding day, you didn't arrive early. Then on my birthday, you didn't post me, but I posted you. We go solve the issue. It is accumulated from yesteryears. While on the other hand, the man is what? Leave the past, let us go. So while a woman will typically hold on to sentimental experiences, like a failed love interest, a painful sexual trauma, the loss of a loved one, the man on the other hand is focused on building new experiences, discarding past items that do no longer serve a practical purpose in his life. Follow me. And so that's why after a failed relationship or a failed business, you would sooner find a woman analyzing the past, trying to understand what went wrong, holding on to that memory, but the man will move forward more quickly. They are future focused and better risk takers. We all know one mama in our family. Every family has that woman that her husband passed 19 years ago. Mama has been a widow 25 years ago, but Mama is still loyal to the spirit of her late husband. She is still clinging to his memories and everything that he did for her while he was alive. She is still committed to the past. While Daddy, on the other hand, daddy. 1 year is a luxury. Some will hide under it is because of the children. It is the children. It is for themselves first. And that does not mean that they never loved their wives or they don't still miss them. They do. But old things pass away faster for a man. You need to understand that men are future driven while women are past preservers. And that is why there are more male radical reformers and more female storytellers. So as a woman knowing this nature of men, you cannot change it. You cannot cry it out. You cannot force love to remove it. It is almost innate. I'm not saying there are no exceptions. Exceptions are bound to exist in everything in life. And I cannot base any analysis on exceptions. We are talking generally, more often, more likely than not. So now as a woman knowing this nature of a man, what do you do in a relationship or marriage? Self-preservation. Self-preservation to stay healthy, to stay happy, to stay relevant, to stay alive, to stay afloat in the course of that relationship. Knowing that if you go, you don't go. Knowing that it would be a lot easier for the average man to let go of the past. But whatever injury, both physical and emotional, whatever ugly trauma that you put yourself through or you allow yourself to be put through may live with you and torment you for the rest of your life. Secondly, no man will nurture you. Get a grip of yourself, sis. Did you hear me? Shotibo. I said no man would nurture you. Get your shit together, sis. That is not who he is. That is not how he was made. And that is not what he can do. We're going raw, candid, and honest today. Let's go back to basics. Let us start with innate qualities and intuitions that are evident long before real advanced mental development. From a very young age, baby girls lean towards family instincts. They take up nurturing roles. They are drawn towards caring for dolls, preparing something in their play kitchen, baking sand cakes, caregiving, which is in very sharp contrast with the baby boy who shows more interest in fast cars, adventure. My daughter went to daycare for the first day, and as soon as she had settled into her environment, there were a plethora of toys littered around. She went straight to the dolls, fed them, ensured that they were clothed, put them to sleep, and while they slept, she moved straight into the kitchen, her play kitchen. She needed to whip up their dinner before they wake. She was just one. And I sat there wondering why she did not go to the guns and put on the hard hat and start shooting, because I have had 3 sons before her and I have never seen any of them try to care for a doll, try to comb the doll's hair. Even if they came into a room with plenty of them, they may only pick it up with little interest and drop it back immediately. But they gravitated more towards mechanical objects. They would rather shoot me with their rubber bullets from their play guns or make a hell of a noise with their annoying fire or tow trucks. And I pinched myself in reflection and I said, why? Why is my daughter reflecting nurturing and bonding-driven skills while the boys are naturally tilting towards sports, work, discovery, and fast-paced activities, even when I gave no guidance or directions as to which path they should take? Food for thought. But before we eat, let's look at it even biologically. Anatomy. Women were equipped naturally with a womb, a vessel responsible for creating life and starting a family. In my usual curiosity and deep thinking nature, I reflected one day and I was tempted to believe that if men were made to carry pregnancies, the conservatives go cry tire because abortion rates will be higher. Not because they don't love kids, no, they do. But their natural ability and inclination to patiently nurture from embryo to fetus to baby, can't sleep, can't walk well. One day they will, before the 3rd month, they'll say, we are done here. Get this out of me, please. But the woman, oh my God, if you're a mother, you would understand the little tiny steps it takes to nurture a child from the 1st week to the 10th month. Little wonder there are more women in professions that involve nurturing, such as teaching, nursing, while we find the men as engineers and architects. It is not a coincidence. If a man breaks or loses himself because of a woman, the woman may feel responsible for his situation, and her natural care and nurturing instincts will kick in. If it were the woman, the man will not know what to do with the wreck that you have made of yourself. He will not know what to do with you. Have you done the research on the percentage of women that leave their husbands during a critical illness vis-a-vis the percentage on the other side? Let's take cancer, for example. I love to work with facts and figures. I seldomly assume. This research indicates a significant gender disparity in marital stability following a cancer diagnosis. A study published in the journal Cancer found that approximately 11.6% of cancer patients experienced divorce or separation, a rate which is comparable to the general public, right? However, listen to this. When examining gender differences, the study revealed that 20.8% of women diagnosed with cancer faced separation or divorce, compared to only 2.9%. Who can see the difference? 20.8% of women compared to 2.9% of men with the same diagnosis. This suggests that women with cancer are about 6 times more likely to experience partner abandonment than men in similar circumstances. Hallelujah, somebody. Now, this is not to say that any woman that is sick, the husband will run and leave her. Listen to understand, not to argue. Some people, they eat argument for a living. You find them in the comment section. Listen, the numbers do not lie. For people that just gave birth, that have a newborn baby, your husband just came back from work, he's so anxious to see his baby. You give the baby to your husband. He plays with the baby. After 10 minutes, this is what he will see in front of you. Take your property. Is it that he doesn't love his child? He loves his child to death. If there's a bullet coming into the house, he will be the first person to take that bullet for that child. But does he have the patience for long-term nurturing? It is less likely than more. And that is why the Bible said in the book of Isaiah that can a nursing mother forget the baby suckling right in her breasts? He didn't say can a nursing father or can a new father forget the baby right beside his testicles. It is not an insult. It is just the truth. And even the Bible knows, even the best of men, the good ones, would prefer to provide, get a nurse or get someone that can take care of you than to nurture, than to clean saliva, change diaper, pack poo-poo, bathe you, wheel you. But a woman can still be a providing nurturer. A woman who has a sick child or a sick parent or a sick husband can still go to work, and after work arrive at the hospital and continue that natural ability given innate in her to nurture that person. So as a woman understanding this nature of a man, that the possibility of you staying back to nurture a colomental is higher than his ability and patience and disposition to nurture you if you become a colomental. What do? Don't break. Don't lose it. Don't sink. Don't go under. Don't use love to wreck yourself. Don't self-destruct. Put your head above water, because if you don't and you break, he will not have what it takes to nurture the madness that you have become. Thirdly and lastly, drop your comments down in the comment section. If you've listened to this point, I want to get your reactions. Drop your comments down in the comment section. Thirdly, once again, lady, that man did not beg you to kill yourself for him. That man did not beg you to suffer with him. You chose to. Bam. Which of you have heard these lines? These lines are very recurrent. You see, when I find time to go through some of my comments in my comment section, just by reading the first 4 words in the comments, I already know if it's one of my odogos that dropped that comment or if it is one of my ladies. Just by the first 3 or 4 words. And when I look up to the name, I'll be like, yes. This one was written by Paul Okeke. He's a guy. Have you ever come across one of our stories where we discussed how a lady suffered, sacrificed in her marriage, started from the scratch with this man, packing ate palm kernel with this man, gave up so much, endured, and eventually the guy fell her hand? Have you seen many guys use this line that she chose to stay? The man didn't force her. The man didn't put rope on her neck. The man did not beg her to suffer with him. You will get those kinds of comments from our otogus. Even those who are not commenting it, even those who are not saying it, are somehow thinking it. Even the person that did it, instead of feeling remorse or guilt, is convincing himself with that line. It's not all my fault. I wasn't entirely bad. I didn't force her to stay. I didn't put rope on her head. She's the one that chose to stay. And I'm sorry to tell you, yes, they are right. I know that love and marriage entails sacrifice. Anyone who cannot sacrifice cannot love. But sacrificing in a relationship or marriage does not mean utter, complete neglect of oneself. We women, we mothers, sacrifice so much for every other person to be okay. We are the sacrificial lambs. Take us to the slaughterhouse, to the extent that we lose and forget ourselves completely. Sis, this is a reminder. Consider this video a reminder to remember yourself today. The house might be on fire, and our husband, the man, will find small space to branch somewhere and get one cold beer, consume it, and catch himself mortuary chilled. The house may be in disarray, children running up and down, rooms littered, some people have not eaten, And you can find a man who go to one corner, clear one corner, and lie down there. The bed, if our clothes will be on the bed, you can shift you can shift it. Go to one corner and lie down and sleep and snore peacefully. Those people are very simple creatures. So now we disturb ourselves. And snore in the middle of a disarray. And you, the woman, you'll be like, how can anybody sleep in this condition? I remember when I was reading the story of Toke Makinwa, when she found out that her husband, no be boyfriend though, husband Maje, had impregnated his ex-girlfriend. And the news was on social media. It was a mess. When she found out, she collapsed in their bedroom, drenched in her tears. She wanted to kill herself. Do you know what the young man did? He went downstairs and told the cook to whip up something for him. He warmed a bar. Kilo day. He warmed a bar, go chop a bar. While the woman that he had broken and destroyed was crying. But we as women, if we have 1,000 naira, we'll first think of how we can use that 1,000 for our children, for the family, instead of changing that black bra that we've been wearing for the past 5 years. My sister, inside that 1,000, I am giving you permission. Use 200 naira, buy meat pie with video milk. Close the door, don't share with anybody. Don't share with any child. Shut the door and drink the video milk. You will not die. Our marriages are solid, standing gidigam by the special grace of God, standing under the canopy of the Most High. But you know the kind of heartache that pains to the bone marrow? The type where your hand has been fallen in a marriage where you sacrificed your whole life, where you entirely gave up yourself on a platter, and at the end of the day they will ask you, but I didn't force you now to stay. You are the one that chose to. You chose to do it. In a couple of videos ago, on this same Two-Face and Annie, I told you guys the demerits of loving a man so much more than he loves you. And it may be confusing to some people. Some people may ask, Neze, how do we measure these things now? Love is not what, will you be married and you'll not be withholding? Okay, I've given 5% of love. Let me hold small today and tomorrow. How do you analyze and measure these things now? As a married person, you need to love. You need to be free to trust your partner and give yourself into the marriage. I agree. But let me give you one expo. Let me give you one secret as to how you can attain this thing. You know what? It's by loving other things and loving other people. I didn't say cheat, don't cheat. Science has taught us that there are 4 hormones responsible for happiness in our bodies: the dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins. And the way you can boost these happiness-inducing hormones is by setting and achieving small goals, by celebrating accomplishments, by exercising, by engaging in social interactions. Just as you are interacting with me on YouTube, as some of you will be smiling, those hormones, they are bubbling. As a human being, to maintain a healthy marriage or relationship, you should create a variety of other things that can induce these happiness hormones outside your partner. If not, you will succeed in wearing that man out, where all your emotional needs you put on him to fulfill. Is he Jesus Christ? You limit your happiness to a single source. And if that marriage stops inducing the production of these hormones, what becomes of you? You are finished. Rock bottom, depression streets. Have distractions, have an interest, cultivate a hobby, learn something new, keep decent friends. Don't lose touch of your family. Task yourself so you can feel that hormonal burst of happiness when you make those achievements. Like losing some weight, like learning a skill, hairdressing, knitting, anything, learning a new language, having external supports, having a job, a career, a profession, or business. These things can make you more attractive, more interesting, more relevant, not just for the man, who of course men love mysterious and interesting people, but for yourself. If a man overbombs you, overchokes you, baby, it will seem like love to you. But if you overbomb the man, he choke because he needs his little space. Some men have what they call man cave in the house where they run to and go and hide. Some is in their car, some is in the toilet, Hello, raise your hand in the comment section if your husband disappears into toilet for 30 minutes, he has not come out. It's their cave, their space. When you are too dependent on him emotionally, you will rob him of that man cave that he needs. Emotionally drain him. I'm not saying you should not love. I'm not saying you should not be attached to your spouse. I am saying have other sources of happiness inducement. Don't lose yourself. Don't be obsessed. Don't be extremely dependent for attention and affection. When you find love and interest in other things, you will become a more solid and wholesome person, less likely to break, come what may, whether it stays good or it turns out not good, which we're not praying for. Because if you break, you will be told that it was your choice. You chose to stay with him. You will be the one to take the blame. So guys, yes, we have come to the end of today's video. I don't know what to call it, controversial. Please drop in the comment section whether you agree with me, which points you agree with, which one you don't. Just drop down in the comment section. Let us hear divergent opinions, right? That's why we're here. We're here to converse as mature adults with different views, right? These are mine. Let me hear from you down in the comment section. So guys, yes, if you're new here, you are seeing my face for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your comments down in the comment section, and stay glued there, for we have so much more coming your way. It's me, your girl barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye.